They were colorful, they were cheerful, they taught us about friendship, love, and good triumphing over evil. But what if the cartoons of the 80s weren't designed to entertain? What if they were hiding something darker? Beneath the laughter and life lessons lies a twisted underworld of death cults, mind control, grief, and betrayal. These theories may sound insane, but after hearing them, you might never see your childhood the same way again. Let me know in the comments how many of these you have heard before and which one surprised you the most. Let's dive into the darkest cartoon theories from the 1980s and brace yourself, some of them might be true. Let's start with the Smurfs, because behind those blue faces and happy songs might be a cult trapped in eternal damnation. They sing, they dance, they smurf around like happy little blue gnomes. But what if it's all a lie? According to one chilling fan theory, the Smurfs aren't alive at all. They're undead, trapped in a ritualistic limbo. Think about it. They never age, they never change. Their village is frozen in time, untouched by the outside world. It's like they're caught in a purgatory, forever reliving the same simple, lifeless routines. And the one behind it all, Papa Smurf, the only one who wears red, the only one who practices alchemy and brews potions, he's not a father figure, he's their cult master. Each Smurf is stripped of personal identity and locked into a singular role. Brainy, clumsy, greedy, vanity. Their names are not nicknames, they're lifelong fates. There's no freedom, no individuality, only servitude to Papa Smurf and the cult's static way of life.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'll
Get back to work now like everyone else.
Yes, Papa Smurf.
And then there's Smurfette. She wasn't even a real Smurf. She was created by Gargamel to infiltrate and destroy the village, but Papa fixes her. Gives her blonde hair, makes her pretty, sweet, obedient, not a makeover, a brainwashing. She becomes just another loyal subject in Papa's twisted utopia. Now ask yourself, what if Gargamel isn't the villain at all? What if he's actually trying to save them? His cat, Azrael, literally means angel of death, a symbol of liberation from spiritual bondage. Maybe Gargamel is trying to break the curse, to end their hollow, eternal existence. He's not the enemy, he's a freedom fighter.
They got away! My net, my club, my kingdom for a Smurf!
So no, the Smurfs isn't a cartoon about joy. It's about control, about souls trapped in a pastel-colored purgatory. The Smurfs aren't cute, they're cursed. But what if the real twist isn't magic? It's machinery. Because our next theory doesn't take place in a fantasy kingdom, but in a futuristic world of gadgets, gears, and something far from disturbing. What if the real secret behind Inspector Gadget is that he was never meant to exist at all? Inspector Gadget isn't a detective, he's a shell. This mind-blowing theory claims that Inspector Gadget is actually a cyborg built from the remains of Penny's real father, a secret agent who died in the line of duty. After his death, a government agency downloads fragments of his personality, memories, and voice, and installs them into a machine. The result? A glitchy, clueless robotic puppet wearing the face of a fallen hero.
The mission is to expose them and destroy Dr. Claw's cover. This message will self-destruct in 30 seconds.
Think about it. It kind of makes sense. He's not solving crimes. Penny and Brain do all the actual detective work. Gadget is just a figurehead, clumsy, confused, and easily manipulated. But here's the kicker. Penny knows. She knows the truth. She pretends this cybernetic imitation is her uncle, but deep down, she's grieving. She's helping him, guiding him, protecting him. Because in her mind, some part of her dad is still in there. Now let's talk about Dr. Claw, that voice, that metal arm. What if Dr. Claw is the real Inspector Gadget? Picture it. The mission goes wrong. He's nearly killed, maimed, left for dead. But instead of saving him, the agency replaces him with a robotic clone.
You escaped that time, Gadget, but you'll never arrive in time to save the professor. Is everything ready?
The real Gadget is cast aside, betrayed, disfigured, and furious. So he becomes Dr. Claw, hell-bent on destroying the fake that stole his life. Every time he screams, "I'll get you next time, Gadget," it's not about stopping a hero. It's about reclaiming his stolen identity. And Penny, she might recognize that voice. She might know deep down that Dr. Claw is her real father. But admitting it means losing both versions of him, so she keeps pretending. Inspector Gadget isn't a hero. he's a walking tombstone, and the real hero might just be the villain we were taught to fear. What about those smiling rainbow blasting teddy bears from the clouds? Surely they're safe, right? Well, not even close, because according to one chilling theory, the Care Bears aren't spreading love at all. They're rewriting your emotions, and they may not even be from this world. They seem adorable, colorful bears spreading love and cheer from the clouds, but what if the Care Bears are actually interdimensional agents sent to emotionally reprogram children? Their weapon, the Care Bear stare.
If I win today's race, I promise to decorate all of Carolot in pretty pink ruffles and frills.
A laser beam of concentrated feelings. But it's not love, it's emotional manipulation. Each bear represents a single mood: cheer, grumpy, love a lot, tender heart. But they don't just represent those emotions, they project them, force them onto others, erase any negative thought or feeling that doesn't align with their programmed values. Feeling sad? Too bad. Here comes a rainbow blast of artificial happiness. Feeling angry or rebellious? Here comes a magical beam that scrubs your mind clean. They live in Carolot, a floating city where every feeling is regulated, where joy is mandatory, where sadness, fear, or free will is unacceptable. Even their enemies, like No Heart, aren't necessarily evil, they're just nonconformists, beings who refuse to surrender their emotional autonomy. But what happens to them? They're hunted, blasted, brainwashed, until they finally see the light.
Soon I will be ready to destroy the Care Bears with the power of my gemstone.
Some fans take it even further. They believe the Care Bears were created by cosmic overlords to pacify the next generation, to make sure children grow up to be emotionally obedient, compliant, easily controlled. So next time you see Cheer Bear shooting that rainbow beam, ask yourself, is it love or is it mind control? So if the so-called villain was really the planet's last line of defense, what other bad guys were actually trying to do the right thing? Because the next one, he's not just misunderstood, he might be you from the future. Who remembers Mumra as the crusty, screaming, shape-shifting villain from ThunderCats? But what if he's actually the true protector of Third Earth? This theory flips the entire narrative on its head. The ThunderCats crash land on Third Earth, armed with high-tech weaponry and an air of entitlement. They call themselves heroes, but they're outsiders, colonizers. And Mumra? He's ancient. He's rooted in the planet's past.
Come join me for a history lesson.
He worships the ancient spirits of evil, but what if those are actually the old gods of Third Earth? The same spirits who once safeguarded the planet before the arrival of these cosmic intruders. What if Mum-Ra is trying to preserve the natural balance, while the ThunderCats trampled through it with their giant cat-shaped tanks and Sword of Omens? He views them as a threat, invaders, and he fights to stop them. Even his iconic transformation, Mum-Ra, the ever-living, isn't about domination. It's a last-ditch effort to protect his home from these powerful aliens who don't understand the land or its magic.
Transform this decayed form to Mum-Ra, the ever-living!
And let's not forget, the ThunderCats build monuments and claim leadership the moment they land, without ever asking what came before. So maybe, just maybe, Mumra isn't the monster. He's just the last guardian of a dying world, a warrior, clinging to what's left before the so-called heroes rewrite history. And if you thought that was dark, wait until you hear what might be going on in Eternia. Because the real battle in He-Man might not be good versus evil at all. It might be something way more personal and way more disturbing. Good versus evil, muscle-bound hero versus bone-faced villain. It's the eternal struggle in the world of Eternia. Or is it? One of the most twisted theories about He-Man is that He-Man and Skeletor are the same person. Two sides of a fractured soul, split by magic, trauma, or some ancient curse. Think about it. Both wield immense power. Both are drawn to Castle Grayskull. And they both say the same thing. I have the power! The theory goes that Prince Adam, after years of channeling the magic of Grayskull, becomes corrupted. His light side becomes He-Man, pure, strong, virtuous. But the darkness, the rage, the part of him that craves control and dominance, that becomes Skeletor. Skeletor isn't just a villain, he's a future version of Adam, a manifestation of what happens when power consumes the man.
Going somewhere, Skeletor? Very well, He-Man. Another time?
Their endless battle isn't good versus evil. It's a tragic inner war between man and monster, forever locked in conflict. Two beings destined to clash over and over and over, never realizing they were always the same person. And maybe that's why no one ever truly wins in He-Man. Because how can you destroy your enemy when your enemy is yourself? So next time you see He-Man raise his sword and shout, "By the power of Grayskull," ask yourself, what part of him is listening? Cartoons were supposed to be the escape, a safe haven of joy, color, and simplicity. But maybe that's exactly what they wanted you to think. Behind every goofy character, every catchy theme song, and every lesson about sharing lurks something darker, more twisted. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay, now it's your turn. Which one of these theories ruined your childhood the most? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell before those Care Bears reprogram you. See you next time for part 2.